What's up guys, it's Iron Fist here with another video in my What If series. So as you guys can see in the title, today's topic is Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, for those of you who are kind of wondering why I'm doing this topic, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory right at the beginning here, kind of give you what he's done if you're not quite familiar with it, and then explain to you what the actual video is about. So, starting from the beginning, Jimmy Garoppolo was drafted out of Eastern Illinois University, which is actually the same college that Tony Romo went to, and he was drafted in the 2014 NFL Draft in round 2, pick overall number 62 to the New England Patriots. He was drafted to be the successor to Tom Brady, but as most of you know now, Tom Brady isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so earlier this year, Jimmy Garoppolo was the result of a trade made to the 49ers. In this video, we're going to dive into that a little bit, but before we do that, I want you guys to know what this man has done so far as a starter in the NFL. So as most of you know, Tom Brady was suspended for the first 4 games of last year's NFL season due to the Deflategate, and in doing so, Jimmy Garoppolo was given the task of starting for the New England Patriots at quarterback for the first games. And unfortunately, he got hurt sometime during week 2, and ended up not starting in week 3 or 4. That starting position was taken by Jacoby Brissett, who is now the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, filling in until Andrew Luck gets off of injury. Therefore, Jimmy Garoppolo only got 2 starts last season for the Patriots. Here you can see his stats. In week 1 versus the Arizona Cardinals, they won their game 23-21. He completed 24 out of 33 pass attempts, which gave him a 72.7 completion percentage. He had 264 passing yards and 1 touchdown, giving him an overall quarterback rating of 106.1. In week 2, they also won their game against the Miami Dolphins, 31-24. He completed 18 of 26 passes, giving him a 69.2 completion percentage, 232 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 135.4. He did not throw an interception in either of his games starting as a Patriot. This earned him a lot of respect around the league, and quite honestly moved him up the boards for a lot of the teams in the NFL. Just in 2 games, he proved what he could do, which in turn landed him as a result of a trade that happened earlier this year in the 2017 season between the 49ers and the Patriots, sending a second-round pick to the Patriots for Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sure many more teams in the NFL would have jumped all over an opportunity to just give up a second-round pick for a franchise quarterback, but it seems nobody jumped the gun, and the 49ers struck gold with this one. Here's why. Jimmy Garoppolo did not start the first 2 weeks he was signed for the team, primarily because he was learning the offense. Then they had a bye week, and then they came back against Seattle, and he also did not start that game, but their starting quarterback at the time got injured during the Seattle game, which led him to come in and play towards the end of that. I did not include that because he did not start that game. Since then, he has started every week for the 49ers. Week 13 versus Chicago Bears, they won the game 15-14. He completed 26 of 37 pass attempts, which gave him a 70.3 completion percentage, 293 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception, with a quarterback rating of 82.4. His next week, week 14, against the Texans, they won 26-16. He completed 20 completions out of 33 attempts, which gave him a 60.6 completion percentage, 334 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and a 92.2 quarterback rating. And last week, 15 versus the Tennessee Titans, they won their game 25-23. He completed 31 out of 43 pass attempts, which gave him a 72.1 completion percentage. He threw for 381 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and a 106.8 passer rating, which leads us to his career stats as a starter. As a starter, Jimmy Garoppolo is 5-0. He is yet to lose a game that he started in. He has 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. His overall completion percentage in those 5 games is a 68.9 average, and he is averaging 300.8 yards per game with an average quarterback rating of a 104.5. If you're curious as to how good that is, here's how that lines up against the current 2017 leaders for each one of those categories. In completion percentage, the current leader this year is Drew Brees at 71.8. He's averaging 68.9. The current leader for yards per game is Tom Brady at 297.4. Jimmy Garoppolo is averaging 300.8. And the current leader for quarterback rating is Alex Smith with a 105.4, and his is a 104.5. If Jimmy Garoppolo's averages were to line up against this season's current leaders, this would be how he would place. As you can see right up at the top, if this was something somebody was able to maintain throughout a season and still win a lot of games, that is absolutely an MVP caliber season. That being said, these guys at the bottom have been maintaining this an entire season. These are based off of 2 different seasons and 5 games together. So nobody can truly tell what he would average across an entire season until he has done that, and he won't be given that opportunity until next year. But overall, what little bit we have gotten to see of Jimmy Garoppolo has been very impressive, and he looks like he's going to be here to stay. Which leads us back to why I made this video. The difference in this video isn't so much to go over what all he's done, it's another scenario video where we use Madden to be able to try and see what might have happened if Jimmy Garoppolo had started the season as the starter for the San Francisco 49ers and played for them the whole year as opposed to these final games of the season. Which brings us over to Madden. And as you can see down here, we are 4-10 about to play the 9-5 Jaguars. It is week 16. It is Friday night before the football games this week, currently as this is being recorded. And so what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and sim the last 2 games and see what this has them finishing as without him being there the entire year. So let's go ahead and sim to the end of the season. Okay, now just as I suspected, it has them losing the last 2 games. They're playing Jacksonville, which is the strongest defense in the NFL, followed by the Los Angeles Rams, which is the strongest offense in the NFL. And great quarterback or not, with the team the 49ers have, they're all young and inexperienced and really haven't come together yet. That's 2 games that are absolutely expected to be losses. So, just like realistically, they'll probably end the season this year 4-12, and Jimmy Garoppolo's undefeated streak as a starter will probably end if he were able to pull out wins against the Jaguars and the Rams, assuming they're starting all of their starters. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Now let's go over to what this video is really for. So here we are in week 1, and as you can see, our roster right from the start, we have Jimmy Garoppolo with updated rosters. Looks like he's an 81 overall in this current scheme, and let's see how he would do if he was their starter for the entire season. With them bringing him in towards the end, he was able to get them 3 wins, and they finished the year out 4-12. Let's see how that stacks up against them having him for the entire year. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the playoffs. Alright, so here we are at the end of the season. It looks like, according to Madden, Jimmy Garoppolo would be able to carry the 49ers to 2 more wins than they currently most likely will get this year at 4. According to the game, they should finish at 6-10. Out of curiosity, we're going to hop over and see which games it thinks that they would have won with Jimmy Garoppolo as opposed to without. So right off the bat here, it looks like they have the 49ers beating the Panthers in week 1, which that is a huge stretch, as well as the 24-34 win over the Seahawks. Also a massive stretch. The 0-35 looks a little more realistic, although, oddly enough, when they played the Rams, they lost 39-41. Looks like they would have gotten a win against the Cardinals. I could have absolutely seen that. Another win against the Redskins. I definitely could have seen that as well. A win against the Giants. That is one that they actually did get this year. And then looks like another win against the Bears, another one they got this year, but it has them losing to the Texans, the Titans, and the last 2 as well that are coming up. So, for the most part, it fluctuates, it's different. This is a video game, so of course it cannot be spot on accurate as to what really would have happened. I think part of it falls on that they still only have him as an 81, which I personally feel that his performance is at least bumped him up a little bit. There are a lot of quarterbacks on there that are rated higher than him that I personally, even though we have a very small sample of what he's capable of, I personally think he's better than some of those that are rated higher than him. So let's go ahead and hop over here and look at his simulated stats for the 2017 season, given that he played the full year. So it looks like they have him at 3,393 yards, with 290 completions for 483 attempts, giving him a 60% completion. Looks like 19 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, an 84.1 overall quarterback rating. So as you can see, given the whole season on a team like the 49ers, who knows what could be possible. Quite honestly, the team isn't quite there yet, but they are very young and have lots of talent in certain places. They have lots of room to improve, but they got the most important part taken care of, and that's finding a quarterback. Once you can get a quarterback, you can start plugging in the rest of the areas around him. Look for this team in the next few years to probably start being a little bit better. They're in a rather tough division, especially with the Rams being young and starting to look great again too. But who knows, the Seahawks could be on a decline, and who knows, maybe San Francisco might jump up there with the Rams. That's a long stretch right now, but who knows, it really depends on what kind of moves they make in the offseason and how they end up putting a supporting cast around Jimmy Garoppolo to help him succeed. As for what we've seen so far from him though, he makes high IQ decisions. I mean, he learned behind Coach Belichick and Tom Brady. I mean, it really doesn't get better teachers than that. So I personally think the 49ers got a steal here with a second-round pick. So to all you 49er fans, congratulations on that. It's great to see all these young quarterbacks starting to come into the NFL because the torches are about to be handed down, because arguably the greatest of all time is 40 years old. He claims he's going to play till 45, but Tom Brady's probably retiring soon. Aaron Rodgers still has a while, I would assume, but it's still great seeing a bunch of young talent come into the league, and hopefully a lot of these guys will be the future faces of the NFL. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this is all complete fantasy. This is a simulation on a video game. So there's no true way for us to have known what might have happened had Jimmy Garoppolo started at the beginning of the year and played the whole season for the 49ers, but it's fun to ask the question. Please make sure to leave comments below about what you guys think of Jimmy Garoppolo, how you think he's done so far, and your overall opinion on him, and what you think he'll be able to accomplish in the NFL. And be sure to leave comments below of what you'd like me to do in a future What If video to add to the series. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support. If you guys are new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I've got lots more content coming out. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, you have a good one. Bye.